Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Ignited with the ferro rod on top of snow. There's the ice puddle that it was in. It's burning very, very nice. Very nice. There's a way to start a fire. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you the Firedrop. It's a wearable survival fire starter. You can wear it, you forget you have it most of the time. This one's bright so you can find it easy, but let's get into the video and I'll show you how to use it. Alright, let me take it to the Firedrop factory. Here's some of the gear that we need to make a Firedrop. Firedrops are essentially cotton balls and Vaseline, so there's a bag of cotton balls, there's a bunch of Vaseline, different sizes, there's some aluminum foil. The one in the back is heavy duty aluminum foil, which I prefer. The one in front is regular aluminum foil. We have heavy duty duct tape, and we also have some cheaper duct tape in the front, which I actually don't mind a cheaper duct tape. We have scissors to cut the Firedrop into its proper shape. We have a hole puncher. And because things get a little messy, we got gloves. A Firedrop is essentially a cotton ball and Vaseline mixture in a special case. That's pretty much it. Now, we have to make it. First, let's get the cotton ball and Vaseline started. I like to have some gloves because the Vaseline is a little bit messy and sticky for the fingers. It does help protect the hands, especially if you're dry. But first the gloves. I'm going to get something to put the final product on, the cotton ball and Vaseline on. So let's go for some foil, heavy duty foil. 100% cotton balls. That's the preference. We like that better. They'll burn better. Let's take a cotton ball, some Vaseline. Let's get messy. Goop it in there. Decent amount. Even more decent amount. The cotton ball is your wick. The Vaseline is the fuel. So that's what's going to burn. Cotton will burn by itself. The Vaseline allows it to burn longer, which improves your chances of starting a fire greatly. Not bad. Let's add a little bit more. The heat of my hands will sort of melt the Vaseline a little bit and help it get into the cotton ball more. Sometimes I've made these cotton balls and Vaseline in a warmer area, and that allowed the Vaseline to soak in better into the cotton ball. All right. I think we got it. It feels slippery, but I like a little more fuel. So a little bit more Vaseline. And this allows it to burn even better. It gives it more of a chance. If I drop it in water, it has a better chance of igniting. I can generally squeeze out some of the water and then ignite it. So I don't mind a little bit heavier on the Vaseline side. There's a limit, but that seems like a reasonable amount. Now, cotton ball goes on the foil, and we're ready for the next stage. All right, moving along. Let's take some duct tape. We're going to take one side of the cotton ball. And I think I'll cut it now. make it smoother. All right. So I want to get 1/2 of the cotton ball taped down to the foil. There we go. Now for the other part, it helps to have a decent amount of tape because I'm going to cut it down to size. Now here's the tricky part. We want to make sure we overlap the tape, and we also want to make sure we tape down the cotton ball to the other side of the foil. All right. Now that it's down, I'm going to kind of smooth it out, kind of working my way in. So now it's almost like having a little blister. Smooth it out. That's a real essential part, because now the tape is sticking and having a great connection. That's what we need. I feel pretty good about this. Okay, now to get rid of the excess. Gonna cut off the extra foil. Because we really don't need the extra foil. Because we want to make this into a compact fire starter. All right, I got part of it off. I'll cut up here. Now you're going to make more fire drops at the same time, so I still have some good usable foil here. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm showing you how to make one at a time. So you can definitely conserve resources by not throwing away this good section. I'm going to cut this flat and smooth. So you certainly have more resources, more foil to make more fire drops. At least 1 or 2 more. Okay. Let's get that off to the side. Here's what we have. We have foil on one side, duct tape on the other. The duct tape is a more robust film. The heavy-duty aluminum foil, it's a strong film too, but the duct tape is more protective. So I want to protect the fire drop that's on the foil side because the duct tape side is really robust and strong. So let's do it. First, I'm going to fold in one side, then turn it over. You can see how there's one fold. Now I'm going to fold the other side over. Trying to keep it even as possible. All right. So now there's no foil on the outside. We are able to have a protected fire drop in there. Sometimes one side's longer than the other. This part's the folding it part. This actually worked out pretty well. So once again, a little recap. You fold one side, you fold the other side, nice and protected. Now we fold one side up, the longer side up usually. Now we have this configuration. Well, the business end is right here. That's the cotton ball and Vaseline. So now I can make a little hole with my hole puncher. This is going to allow me to attach it to my jacket. This part's not necessary, but it just offers a whole lot of versatility. All right, very good. We're well on our way. Let's make it more compact, in keeping with the idea that this is a compact fire starter. I line up the holes again right here. Maybe do like a little arch cut. Get that off to the side. So essentially we got a finished fire drop here. And kind of brothers. Kind of similar. So when it's time to use the fire drop, you open it up. And you pop the inside out. You break the foil. So the nice part about this is, if I drop this in water, so what? It's protected, it's waterproof. I mean, with the foil and the duct tape, what's really gonna get in there? Unless there's some weakness where it's broken, but sometimes that happens. So when it's time to use a fire drop, you open it up, you pop out the middle, the cotton ball part. Now we have our cotton ball again. Now, here's the situation. It's time to light it. All right, we got the fire drop. Why stop at one fire drop? Make 3, make 7, make a dozen. Give yourself a lot of options. You can string them up, carry them with you. You can carry them up on your jacket like I showed you. And why should we stop there? Why on earth would we just stop at that? If we don't have Vaseline, use chapstick or anything with petrolatum in it. Chapstick has Vaseline, so you can mix that with a cotton ball or a tissue. Let's take it to the next level. Neosporin or antibiotic ointment. Neosporin. Boom. That looks like Vaseline. That's going to be extra special. That looks like Vaseline too, because there's petrolatum in that. Chapstick. But let's go back to the Neosporin or antibiotic ointment. I come up with the idea that you can make a first aid fire drop. What do I mean by that? Instead of having orange, a nice bright color that I like, first aid's usually red. I use red duct tape. I put the fire drop made out of cotton ball and antibiotic ointment or Neosporin in a red duct tape case. And I drew a little cross on it for first aid. I used a Sharpie. You can even write the date in there, like when the Neosporin expires. So that way you always know either when you made it or when it expires. You can mark it however you want. It's a nice little system. I wrote a book, Bushcraft Topics, and you can find it Bushcraft Topics Adam Nestor in Amazon. That's the best way to search, but in it, I show the fire drop and how to make it, that sort of thing. You watched the video, so you know how to do it already. But I have more ideas and topics in here, so that's something to consider. All right, let's burn this fire drop. All right, in preparation for burning, let's get our ferro rod ready. Strike some sparks. First I gotta get the paint off, because the ferro rods generally have that coating on them to keep it waterproof. After a couple strikes, there we go. There's some intensity. All right. Now the ferro rod is ready. This is a tag from a cooler that I bought. It's stretchy, it's elastic. So get that out of the way. I can take this cord that's tied, put it through the fire drop, In this case, I'll use the first aid fire drop since that's what I have. And I'll take one end and put it through the other end. Now I got this. So now I have a way of attaching a fire drop. Simple. In this case, if I want to attach one to the bottom of my jacket here, we'll start from scratch. I'll put one of the loops through, and then I'll put another loop through. So one loop goes through the other loop. Simple idea. Take out the fire drop. You decide how long you want this to be. So I can shorten this loop if I want. The one on my wool is made out of jute, so I have extra potential to burn if I need to. But the fire drop will get the job done. So now the fire drop's on the loop, and I put the fire drop through the loop. Now I have a way to carry it. When I need it, it comes out pretty quick. Grab the loop, put it around the fire drop the correct way, and comes right out. Now when you need it, you open it up, you make it happen. This fire drop, I can rub on my lips. So now, it's the winter time. I didn't need to carry chapstick or anything else. I got some lip protection now. So the fire drop is very multi-use.
Let's test the limits of this fire drop. I'm going to do something pretty extreme here. This fire drop's going inside a bunch of ice that I stomped. It's going to go right in the water. All right. There. Nice and wet. Squeeze out the water, because the water is not going to help. Squeeze out the water. Take your time. The trouble is my hands are getting Vaseline on them. It's going to make it a little harder to light the ferro rod, but or light it with the ferro rod. All right, now it's time to go to the next step. I could light this fire drop on top of its case, but I'm going to try to show you just how good it is by lighting it on snow. Pull this apart. There's some nice spiky hair. That's what we need. Right there. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to try to rub my pants with my hands, get the Vaseline off of my hands. Let's see how good this can be. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Ignited with the ferro rod. On top of snow. There's the ice puddle that it was in. It's burning very, very nice. Very nice. There's a way to start a fire. Oh, that's so nice. And sometimes you can put it out. And then once you have your fire going, then you can attempt to start it up again. I still have more material. Let's see how that goes. Try to dry off that ferro rod. See if it'll spark up. There we go. And there we go. You get a second burn out of the Firedrop that was submerged in ice water.